Okay, so this is my 1 millionth movie of the day. I'm still very new to this creating YouTube thing. I just started it yesterday by just putting some random videos of my cat and one of my son's little Woody doll, um, just to see how it worked with the logistics and everything. But this is the next thing that I do. I think it's important for anybody to have time after you wake up, whatever time of day it is. And again, I'm waking up in the afternoon because I've been feeling sick. So I just let my body sleep as long as I could because I don't have my son today since he's at his dad's. But I make it a habit to sit outside, whether it's cold or hot, or if I'm just not feeling it. I go outside. I first make my coffee. Actually, when I have my son, I go outside before I make my coffee. It's important for him and myself that we ground our energies and go outside. And we do this thing called morning run. So there's this little show he likes watching called Robot Trains, and they go robot trains, RT, and so we have adapted that melody to our morning run. And it's literally like a 20-second run outside. That's it. It's not something huge. We don't get our clothes or bodies all ready for it. We don't do stretching. That just doesn't work for me. Or else I just stop doing it because it's too much preparation. There's only certain things that I am willing to put the effort and energy into preparation at this point in my life. And I find that satisfying and really invigorating enough. So we are still maybe even our pajamas, but we put on our sneakers. We maybe put a coat on if it's cold or if it's raining, and that's the first thing we do in the morning is we go out and he loves racing. He's an Aries. He's very competitive, in a sweet way, but he's very competitive. Everything must be a competition. And so I humor him because at least he's outside, and he starts our race, and then we start singing morning run, MR. He still says RT because he's 4.5, and he doesn't know why I say MR, RT, or why they do, and I don't correct him. It's fun. We can sing whatever we want, really, but that's it pumps up it's like our pump up jam. And we run up and down this little tiny sidewalk. Then we run to the apartment complex, the leasing manager's office. And they always give Davey a little cookie, which is very sweet. And so he runs in there, and that's like another little incentive. Sometimes when I'm trying to get him out in the morning, I'm like, no, we gotta do this, Davey. We gotta ground our energy. He doesn't really know what that means, nor do I think he cares. But I'm gonna still tell him every day, because one day he will know what that means, and he'll have at least practiced it for so long, so he'll be like, oh, well, I do this already, and why not, now that I understand it, that's even better. I highly believe in doing that with children. You practice things with them, even if they don't understand it, because one day they'll understand it, and at least they've practiced it so much, it's part of their habit. But anyways, so we do our little morning run, and then we come back in, and then I'll make my coffee then, and those are the days he's with me, which is the whole week. But on the weekends, I will either make my coffee first and then come sit outside, or like this morning was just so nice, that before making my coffee, I took Squiggles out. I carried him. He's probably like 18 or 17 now. I don't really remember. We got him when he was 11, and that was, I think, in the year of 2000. The year of 2014. No, 2013. So do the math. Math me, please, how old my cat is. I don't know when his birthday is. We got him in November. I thought his birthday was in November, but I think his birthday's in March. He feels more like a Scorpio to me, though. But he also seems like an Aquarius. He's kind of like... But that's not March. That's Pisces. He could be a Pisces. He's definitely not an Aries. But Aquariuses are not like... But they're out there. And that's why I love you all. But we took a nice little walk, and then it was so sweet. My neighbor, I always forget his name. I don't know anyone's names. I only have so much space in this brain. He saw me with my cat, and he gave me a little, I think he's Hawaiian. He gave me a little one of these. No one's ever given me one of those. It was very nice. And Squiggles, when I put him outside, so he has super dilated eyes all the time. I think it's a part of a little abnormality in him from a surgery he had a long time ago before I got him. He had to go under anesthesia, and things went bad or went wrong with the anesthesia, and then he died for a moment, but then they brought him back. He went into surgery because he had to get that part of his tongue stitched up, because he used to, and he still does, like to lick blinds, and he cut himself with one of those metal blinds. I don't have metal blinds anymore, so I'm not worried. He just licks my plastic blinds now. But he cut himself, so he had to get surgery for that. But apparently he's always been a little bit goofy or special, and it's just how I love him. But yeah, his eyes are always dilated, so when I go put him outside, he's always like this and looking at everything like this, like that guy from Third Rock from the Sun. I don't remember his name either, but he's always like this. And that's what Squiggles does. So I took him outside, and that's what he did. It was very cute. But he wanted to get the hell out of my arms and go back in, and he doesn't know where we live. He always gets lost, so I don't let him walk by himself, because he doesn't bolt, but he will try and just go to everyone else's houses, and he seems too stressed already. So I just carry him, and he seems more content that way, and then he gets some sun, because he's inside all the time, which at this point I don't think he minds. But one day, if I have a yard, one day when I have my yard, I know he'll love being outside. He used to love sunbathing, especially with Menina. They would just lay down outside. Menina. Oh, there he comes to join us. See, he's coming outside here. Here, I'm gonna make a little spot for him. I made a little pad. Oh, wait, for him. So that his little patitas, his little paws, don't get all cold and he gets discouraged. And so he can just lay right here next to my legs if he decides. He's just looking out and about right now. Oh God, no! Oh my God, I thought he was jumping off. Oh, no. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So I sit out here. This is another form of earthing. Earthing doesn't have to be just you putting your feet outside, literally in the dirt. But it is nice when you do that. And there's a lot of health benefits to that. But earthing can also just simply being outside. Just sit outside on your patio and breathe in the outside air and listen to the outside. Yesterday, the birds were going nuts, probably because they're all Twitter-pated right now, and they're all hooking up. They were going nuts. I saw some ducks who were aggressively Twitter-pated at the park the other day, and I had to explain to some guy. He's like, wow, have you ever seen ducks like kind of bully and attack each other? I'm like, that's not what's happening. It was all these, no, it's probably not appropriate to talk on here, but it is the truth. It's nature. Male ducks are very aggressive towards female ducks when they want to mate them, and the most aggressive duck is the one that wins, but they're not aggressive with the other male ducks. They're aggressive with the female, and it's really horrible. And it's also, they have a really difficult mating process because of their anatomy being like crazy. And look it up. But you'll also prepare yourself. It's really sad and it's not nice. And I felt really uncomfortable in that situation of like, what do I do? You know, this is nature. You don't interfere. But if you saw a woman, like a female or any other animal, being aggressed, is that a way to say it? It is now. You would try and do something about it. But with this duck, that's really the only way how they mate, maybe. But maybe we can change that. I don't know though. But I told the man that's what's happening because he was, his little daughter was watching with him, and they were like confused by it. And there I was with my son, and so I told him literally what was happening. I wasn't very graphic because children are there, but I thought it was important that he actually knew what was happening. And he was like, oh. And then he was like, oh my gosh. And I was going to leave it up to him if he was going to, what he was going to do about that. But he decided to move away with his daughter to not watch that anymore. Even if it was just bullying, you don't want to just be a bystander. But again, it's confusing when it comes to nature like that. I don't know. If anyone has watched this video, leave in the comments what you would do. I'm really curious about brainstorming this, and what is ethical or what to do, and yeah, but anyways, I intend for this to be a community for everybody. Even though I'm vegan and an animal activist, and I'm really esoteric and all that, I don't like to judge other people for what they do, because really we're all energy, and we're here on this planet to have all kinds of experiences, and some seem more unsavory than others, and they really are, you know, because in our human hearts these things are unsavory, or awful, but I also, because I'm a Sagittarius, I guess, I feel like there's always room to understand everything that is different. And it helps us grow. It helps the planet grow. And, you know, here this dad and I are parents. We are showing our children, leading by example, or we're literally teaching them whatever it is that we do, what they can take in their life or not. So, oh, finally Squiggles came. There he is. He's so happy little cat. So, I love your ideas, because it helps me learn more. It fuels my desire to learn. So I'm opportunistic. I want to learn. So be my teacher, please. Or lead me to people, YouTube creators, websites that talk about these things more in depth that you really like. So that'll be the end of this, because I'm already at 13 minutes, almost 14. I want to try and make these videos only 10 to 15 minutes, so that I'm not spending too much time on the screen and I'm tending to the other parts of my life. So on that note, I hope you have a lovely day and a mindful day. You enjoy this moment, and I hope you've taken something from this video. So, goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.